are late this year, but trees are blooming, and that means a later start to seasonal allergies.
If you're a sufferer, you've probably noticed a change in the last week or so, but your allergy sometimes could be a sign of something worse. It happened to me, and the whole thing can be confusing, so I sought to explain the differences between allergies and sinusitis. Seasonal allergies are usually something you can nip in the bud.
I had a lot of kids last week up at the high school who looked miserable, asking for passes to the nurse's office because they ran out of allergy medication.
I tend to go more towards like the natural homeopathic things.
For many Minnesotans and Wisconsinites, over-the-counter medicines and home remedies aren't enough.
It feels like a constant cold, kind of.
Approximately 15% of us report having chronic sinusitis.
Some people try to just stuff it out, but I don't think it's a good idea, especially because if you have chronic allergies, it's going to affect your ability to breathe through the nose. Imagine if you cannot breathe through the nose at night, that can affect your whole health.
Functional endoscopic sinus surgery is one way to treat serious sinus conditions. Over 250,000 Americans get the procedure each year. I'm one of them. After numbing your nose, an endoscope is inserted. Tools are used alongside it to remove bone, diseased tissue, or in my case, polyps that may block your sinuses.
That will open up the sinus area so the sinuses start draining normally, and so that the fluid will not get accumulated in the sinus area and it will not harbor infection.
Sinus surgery provides relief, but it doesn't solve the underlying problem.
If you have allergies in addition to sinusitis, you need to be able to address both issues simultaneously.
Allergy shots often go hand in hand with surgery. Due in part to climate change, research shows that compared to 1990, pollen seasons start 20 days earlier, are 10 days longer, and have 21% more pollen. If there's more pollen and you're not feeling well, you won't spend as much time outdoors. In Minnesota and Wisconsin, we want to be outside as much as possible.
Oh, every day. Yep, out biking on the road or hiking or walking, doing something every single day.
Now, in some cases, it's the diagnosis that might be wrong, which means the treatment is wrong. So it's always probably a good idea to get a second look or a second opinion, because I went around for years just dealing with terrible sinus headaches and other issues.
Yeah. It sounds painful, was it?
It was, yeah. It took a little bit to bounce back, but I will say just my personal experience made a huge difference. Yeah.
You mentioned the longer pollen season. We know here in the Twin Cities, I mean, that was an average stat you were talking about, but we're tracking right at that average. Over the past 70 years, our growing season has gotten about 35 days longer here in the Twin Cities, which adds the pollen season on top of that. And even if you can still get outside, the thing I notice is, like, I can't leave the windows open, and I miss that, like, especially at night.
Crisp breeze.
Yeah, you want to fully enjoy it when it's nice.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the story.
Yeah, good job, Derek.